The Black Dahlia murder announces first tour since passing of Trevor. I don't know how to say his last name. I apologize. Do you know how to say
I'm pretty
it?
sure it's Strand.
Strand.
Yeah.
Did they just spell it wrong?
Sternad. No. That's how it's spelled.
Oh, okay.
It's just
So, yeah.
funky.
Black Dahlia murder. It sucks, his passing, and, check on your friends, like we always say. But there is no...
The Verminous Remnant tour.
It's the type of thing where, like, there's no reason a band should stop, just because their singer, something happens to the singer. I know that.
That's interesting.
I have friends that were like, "Oh, fuck Suicide Silence, they suck now." It's like, do you think that a group of best friends wanted their friend to die?
That's true.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like the type of thing where I'm like,
Should bands have that talk,
And that's
though?
so weird too. That's such a weird situation.
I mean, every band should probably have that talk, but no band deserves to die, just because of that fact. Because of an unfortunate accident.
Think about the bands though that like. No, this is so weird, but I mean, I guess the only examples you really have to stem from are like the examples that come prior to, right? And you think of like Nirvana or Blind Melon or Stone Temple. Well, I guess that's kind of different. But yeah, you think of these fucking bands where the lead singer has died and they haven't continued. And for a lot of people, that is kind of hard. Linkin Park's one of them.
Yeah.
Linkin Park hasn't done anything since Chester died.
That's
and that's
true.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And that's something, I mean, it may be one thing where like people saying, but they haven't done like anything exclusive or consistent. And that's one where I'm always like, man, who would you get for that? We've kind of talked, but
Yeah,
it's
we've
just,
talked about that.
I think having this, you do have to continue it, especially if that's what the band does. But I can see where people find it hard to accept.
See, and this is also like this is their income. This is their livelihood too. So it's if they just bail and I just don't feel like a lot of people in bands would be like, oh no, if I die, quit this music. Don't let the people that enjoy it keep enjoying it, even with another singer.
Like at AC/DC.
Yeah.
AC/DC's original vocalist died, and they just found, they got a new guy.
Right. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, like
I'm not
you guys
mad
are
at
saying.
this at all. I think that I think for
It's
a
the right
band
move.
for a band like that, and look how many dates they're doing for a band like the Black Dahlia murder, and for the most part, after Trevor's passing, it was an outpouring of support, especially in this scene. I think it's something that hits close to home. They've got a phenomenal backing, at least from Terror. I mean, Terror is their fucking co-headliner, which is pretty fucking crazy.
I think this will be good for a lot of people that like this band was their band, like
Fuming Mouth.
a nice like goodbye kind of thing.
Right.
You think it's their last one?
No, I don't think it, but it's just that closure because they didn't get to, he passed away and then they just kind of stopped. It would have been tragic to not be able to move on,
right.
To have the closure of like, okay, well, we can still enjoy his music that he helped create and let these guys.
I know for sure that the year Chester passed away, I was like, there was a point in time in that year I was like, you know what? I'm not really into a lot of their new stuff, but I used to love that band. I should consider going to see them live if they ever tour again. And then that happened. So it was just like, fuck, like even though the band changed, like you still need to support the things that you loved at one time, at least, you know what I mean? So
Did you this is kind of weird. Despised Icons also playing a date with him, which I think is really cool.
nice.
Did you ever cry during an artist's death? I cried during
don't
Chester.
think so.
Chester was a big one.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm there's a part of my soul that never cries until later. You know what I mean?
the
Or
coping.
like I feel
Yeah.
the after effects later on.
Listening to some songs or some shit.
Yeah. But and
It's
another
hard.
another
It's hard
thing
to listen
too
to
is
that
like, like I said, what I was saying earlier, like my friend that's like, screw Suicide Silence or whatever. It's like there could be other less fortunate things to where it's like a singer quits. And like most of the time with that shit, like this is a Sunny story. He was supposed to be on the show, but we were both talking about our bands. He was in Close Your Eyes.
Yeah.
I
he
was
was
in,
the second singer, right?
Yeah. No. He was the bass player. But
that's
yeah,
right,
yeah.
that's right.
But we were talking about our bands, talking about Iwabo, talking about Close Your Eyes, and he's like, yeah, we blew up, and then our singer quit. And I'm like, wow, me too. And then he's said that on their third record, they got someone, I can't remember his name, but everyone fell off, right? was like, wow, me too. Courtney joined the band, and everybody like stopped supporting, right? Then he said, yeah, and it really sucks because now that person that was his singer for that album where everybody fell off the train,
Great album too.
is super huge on YouTube for doing covers and doing singing and stuff like that. So he has like millions of followers. And I'm like, wow, cool, me too. My old singer that no one gave a shit about started Spirit Box, and all of a sudden now everyone loves them. Everyone is like, oh my God, Courtney. And it's like, I know that it's not as unfortunate as somebody passing away, but like you can't just shit all over a band immediately. And then years later when they start a different project, everybody's like, oh my God, I love this. I shouldn't have been so harsh. You know what I mean? Like,
also from the perspective of like with the Trevor situation, I think it is pretty apparent it was a suicide, right?
Yeah.
And so with that, like the other members of the band didn't ask for that. You know what I'm saying? They are all members of the Black Dahlia murder. The Black Dahlia murder doesn't hang on one person. A band, Linkin Park, whatever band that has lost a member, doesn't hang on the one person. There are other people in the bands. Yes, they may be the representative or the spokesperson or the front man, what have you.
Right.
But the band is still consisting of other people. And I think that needs to be taken into an account, especially when, something like that, like, it was out of the blue. It wasn't like expected. They probably had long-term goals as a band and a lot of things that they had on their plate to accomplish, and just because someone ousted,
there's a good example for Static X.
Wow, yeah.
Static X.
Wayne. Are you drinking here?
Wayne passed away, and
Toby.
I thought you were having it.
He passed away, and then now they've got someone. They know who it is. I can't remember who it is.
It's Dope. Dope.
Oh yeah,
Edsel.
the vocalist of Dope. And I like that he's staying anonymous, and like he paints his face all black, and he puts the
Wayne Static
the
mask
hair,
on.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's such a sweet tribute. Like, and people are, I don't know why, but I did see an article about it a couple weeks ago because they finally figured it out, I guess. I don't know. But people were pissed about it, and I was like, they're still they're trying to like play the music that they wrote together, and they're doing it in a super respectful way. Or even Gore. Look at Gore. I'm not a Gore fan, but I love how they said, because they all have a story of like being from outer space or whatever. So they said that the vocalist went back home or something, and then they got a new leader. And
I think Chester might have done this. I don't when he covered for Soundgarden, right? He covered for Soundgarden after Homeboy. But I think he even was like, "Hey, I'm Chester Bennington, and this is Soundgarden." Right. Like this is the band. Right. You could get somebody out there. Hey, I'm so and so. This is the Black Dahlia murder. Thank you for coming out and supporting them, allowing me to do this or whatever. But hey, this is the band you came for, or whatever. If that's, because some bands, they do move on. Hey, this is the new permanent member. I think to Hawthorne Heights, like they still credit Casey as their guitarist, vocalist in their music, and he passed away years and years ago, right? And that was something that they said they were never going to stop doing. And I think that as long as respect is paid, there's no reason a band can't continue to go on.
I think that's
in
fair.
my opinion.
I think that's fair. I mean, there's been so many unfortunate passings and stuff in the music community.
Oh wow, that's a great question.
So I think as long as it's done respectful. I mean, look at Suicide Silence. I'm not particularly a fan of the newer vocalist. He's not new anymore. He's more established than Mitch ever was, right? At this point. So it sucks. It's just a different chapter of the band. I don't know.
Fair. It's a fair point.
I saw Static X and they were sick. So
I'd love to
they
see
sounded
Static X.
better than Mudvayne. Like Mudvayne sounded like shit for their reunion. Seriously.
Oh, for the reunion? That makes sense. That
yeah.
makes sense. I saw Mudvayne and Linkin Park, and they were at the same show, and it was fucking great.
Ooh.
Yeah. Are you ready for that lineup?
I actually saw Linkin Park and Dope.
Okay, that's good.
That was like a 300 cap room, like on their first record.
Wow, that's
All right.
really cool.
Mine's not a 300 cap room, but here's the Mudvayne Linkin Park. You ready for this? So Summer Sanitarium 2003. Mudvayne opens up for Deftones. Deftones opens up for Linkin Park. Linkin Park opens up for Limp Bizkit. Limp Bizkit opens up for Metallica.
Shut the fuck up.
2003 Sun. I missed my driving exam because I was 14 or 15 at the time, so I could take my permit exam, and I missed it to go see that show.
That was the Live in Texas thing,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Well, I went to the California one, but yeah. I went to the Orange Bowl. I went to the Rose Bowl.